And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, in today's video actually we're not going to be really talking too much about the footballing side. We're actually going to be talking about the overall bigger picture, as we're going to be discussing a sort of £50 million investment view from Dave King, as he's came out and been speaking again about Rangers and investment. And we're also going to be discussing a little bit about, of course, the Brighton owner being told that he should invest money into Rangers rather than into Heart. So we're going to be discussing Rangers more from that sort of perspective today, as there's been new news emerge, and I suppose it is quite exciting stuff when you're starting to hear about massive amount of money being invested into the football club. Of course, back in action this weekend, Dundee in the Premier Sports Cup again need to be at our best, win a game, get ourselves into a semi-final of a competition. And at this moment in time, you know, it's a game at a time. I don't know what Rangers team I expect. Genuinely, I never really know what Rangers team is going to be coming out with the traps. However, look, it's all about getting behind the team and kind of trusting the process, I suppose. There has been some positives in recent weeks, whether that been the likes of sort of Yefti, you know, Hamza. I think a lot of the fans got pretty happy about him, you know, other players as well, Rami. So there is some things that we can sort of look forward to, but it's just about winning games at this moment in time, and hopefully we can progress to the semi-final of the competition. Now, going on to the main subject of today's video straight away, not going to keep you waiting. Dave King has challenged the Rangers board to a high-stakes EGM showdown as he bids to return to Rangers as Ibrox chairman. And the former chief believes Rangers require £50 million worth of external investment if they are to achieve their ambitions in the coming season. Reports have stated this week that King has his sights set on a sensational return to Ibrox, and did say that through TalkSport in an interview following the John Bennett resignation as chairman due to ill health. It is understood there is a little appetite amongst key boardroom voices to reach out to Dave King at present. That has not deterred King, however, and he has urged the established Ibrox hierarchy, which is now headed by John Gilligan on an interim basis, to stand up and be counted as the major shareholder gears up for another boardroom battle. He said, "We need to find for the right CEO and construct an executive team that will take the club forward. Using a recruitment agency will be counterproductive and expensive. This decision again reinforces the disconnection of this board from the reality and its inability to get recruitment right. I completely understand why some influential board members don't want me back. They know from past experiences that I would not tolerate board members who are only in it for the jacket and tie, and I don't actually want to do any real work. If the board can, for once, set aside self-interest and put the supporters first, then I offer a challenge. Urgently, I call an extraordinary general meeting and put ourselves up for re-election. I will not turn into my nominations, including myself. None of the existing board members, who presently protect each other, can vote, and neither will John Bennett and George Latham, who would be excluded from voting for obvious reasons. In that way, we can leave it to supporters for once to decide who they want to run their club." Gilligan has stepped up to replace, of course, in other areas, Alistair Johnson, Graham Park, Julian Woodhort, John Housestead and George Taylor. Those figures others than Gilligan have been in place for some time, and King believes the hierarchy have wasted millions on managers and players since Steven Gerrard secured the 55 3 years ago. Basically, he stated that board sources have dismissed King's claims of investor fatigue, but the South African-based businessman insists outside finance is the only way forward after costly projects such as New Edmonton House and the Coupland Stand development. Yet those faceless people want the chance to do it all again, King said. When John Bennett took over, he tried to turn things around, but had no human or financial resources to support him. It's amazing that same people who got us into this trouble want to continue control by placing a professional chairman, their own puppet, who will have no knowledge or the club or financial interest in the future. We have sleepwalking Celtic towards titles 55, 56 and 57. Instead of trying to stop them, the board will go down in infamy in the club's history. I estimate that the club needs a minimum of £50 million to achieve our short of medium-term objectives, but that could never be raised under the present board structure. The funds we need must come from a far wider and wealthier base and from parties that will be willing to invest in more to take the club forward to become a modern-age football club. King, of course, currently holds 14% of Rangers after previously selling chunks of his shares to Club 1872. Between them, Taylor, Woolhart and Holstead control around 21%. So yeah, I mean, King is coming out and speaking a bit of sense, really. I know some supporters are mixed or split on the fact whether Rangers or that's the best thing for Rangers' interests, but what I would say, at least he is a kind of proactive chairman, and he's kind of speaking sense and talking about this money that we actually need to maybe stick into the football club, because I still do think we do need to put some investment in. Now, keeping on the investment side, guys, Tony Bloom apparently has stated that he wants to invest money into Heart of Midlothian. However, someone has, an ex-Hibernian coach, has stated that he should be putting his money into Rangers and not Hearts. As stated, the Brighton owner is seemingly in closing stages of finalising a £10 million investment in the Tynecastle club. The cash injection will see Hearts gain access to the sports and analyst software used by Bloom's company, Star Lizard, for player recruitment. This has previously been successfully utilised at Brighton and Union St-Gilles, with whom Bloom has a minority stake. However, former Hibs boss Jim Duffy can't believe Bloom is looking at putting his money into Scottish Premiership side that's not Rangers. He told Super Scoreboard, "I don't get that Tony Bloom thing at Hearts. They're going to put 10 million in a deal with the recruitment. Why would you not look at Rangers? They're a huge club and have an unbelievable fan base. Their recruitment hasn't been great, so you get them in with your analyst company and say, well, we will look at players." You would think that would be something the club like Rangers would have looked at. It is believed that talks between the Hearts hierarchy and Bloom are at the advanced stage, with a deal just days away from conclusion. So yeah, I mean, I've seen that sort of stuff with the Tony Bloom stuff, and to be fair, that would be a pretty attractive proposition with regards to that Tony Bloom stuff. £10 million investment into it. I mean, that's a good one for Hearts. I think I heard Chris Boyd talking about it recently. And should Rangers and Celtic be worried? Maybe not Celtic to be worried at this moment in time, because they're massive amounts of money at this moment in time and they're being kind of run well. But from our perspective, you know, it is slightly worrying, because it's not what he's done at Brighton. What they've done at Brighton is fantastic. It's Union Saint-Gilles what they've done. You know, if it wasn't for the way their system worked in the league, you know, they should have won the league last year, but they have a system where I think the top four play, it's like almost like a playoff like the MLS. You finish top of the table. They finished top of the table, but lost out because of this sort of playoff kind of system. So they probably should have won the title. So it's night and day what he's done with them. They're now a European mainstay team and obviously competing for titles. And Hearts going to utilise that kit. Well, I would like Tony Bloom to invest into us, but obviously it looks like he's going over to Heart of Midlothian. But, you know, I would like a bit of a restructure at the board level anyway. And we'll have to wait and see what will happen on the Rangers side. But Rangers fans, what are your thoughts on everything down we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.